Every day, in every way, we are dealing with problems. Some have easy solutions, and some nag at us for sometimes a long, long time. Today, I want to talk about a solution that I have that I use to solve all of my problems. Let's go. Welcome to Phoenix Rising, a superior podcast for all of your transformative tools for personal and spiritual growth. Let's go get that nugget. Hey guys, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you solving your problems with ease. If you're not solving your problems with ease, and it is my intention that in today's episode I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. I love the way that has come out, that I've been saying that for over 400 episodes. And I just love it because I want to give you just a tiny little bit, an inspiration, some little tiny nugget that gets bookmarked in your mind that you begin to use, that you begin to transform your life in some way. Something happens, some spark, like fairy dust. I want to give you just one little sprinkle of fairy dust that changes your life forever. That's my goal. That's my purpose. So today I want to talk about problems. Next week or the week after, I'm going to be doing a speaking event. It's a private speaking event, or otherwise I would invite you, but I was invited to be on stage and basically talk about problems. And as I was writing up the talk and kind of creating the outline for myself and working through it, I get very inspired that way to then share with you things to help you, but I just get excited because I'm like, ooh, that's a good idea. So you've heard me talk about kinking the hose. You've heard me talk about stop throwing dog poop. And you've heard me talk about creating forward momentum. I've used these in the last several episodes. But what I want to talk about is a very simple tool that I use that really helps to open the mind just a little bit when it comes to solving a problem. Now, these are not like, what are we making for dinner kind of problems. These are problems that are keeping you up at night, or waking you up in the middle of the night, and you're not really getting solutions to, and they're kind of this recurring situation that keeps coming over and over again. And I think once we can go inside and find the root cause of the problem, then you're well on your way to releasing it and getting the solution and changing things. So here's something that I came up with through kind of me developing this talk that I'm going to do in a couple of weeks. And I was talking to Amy on the phone today at lunch, and she's going through a little bit of a tough time at work. And so we've been doing a lot of coaching around her work and the emotional state in which she's feeling because of things that are going on at work. And so I keep asking her, okay, what's at the basis of that? Now, what I mean is, here's what we're going to do. That's kind of step 3, sort of. But let's start this out, because I believe that once you get to, it's just like, okay, so take any kind of a sickness, take the flu type symptoms. As soon as you start feeling your stomach kind of feeling a little something, that then me anyway, is that I'm like, okay, first of all, what did I eat? Did I eat something that doesn't really agree with me? Did I eat too much? Did I whatever? And I kind of assess what might have happened out there that would be causing what's going on inside my body, right? And we kind of assess, and we start to pull those pieces apart that goes, oh, okay, well, yeah, did I eat out at a restaurant? Could this be food poisoning? Oh, well, no, you know what? Cameron did this and he went to this thing and he probably brought home the flu, or now I'm maybe getting sick or something. And then you solve the problem from that place, right? You get to the root cause of it, especially if it's some ongoing thing like a skin condition. Well, you just take medication for it. How about you find out what the skin condition is? What if it's an allergy that you were unaware of? And you continue to eat that thing, but all you're doing is taking medication for it. But if you stop eating the thing, then the sickness goes away. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get to the root cause of the problem. Well, that's what this is. So this is kind of an interactive. I want you to go through this with me. So if you have a journal or a notebook, or at least say it out loud, is, okay, take your big problem that's in your life, relationship, health, work, money, career, whatever. Take that big thing. This is the thing that if I was going to complain all day, this is the thing that I would complain about. And then I want you to say, what is the big emotion and the vocabulary around that? Actually, start with the vocabulary. What is the vocabulary around the problem? Now, this is a layer deeper. So don't tell me the story about the problem. Like, my boss is such a jerk and he doesn't pay very well and he doesn't compliment and whatever. I don't want to hear the story. I want one layer deeper. That what are your words around the story? Meaning, I am so what? This is so frustrating. He makes me so angry. Not about because what he does, but how you feel about it. Then you see those line of words. Okay. Then I want you to go a level deeper. And what is the actual emotional seed of that problem? So take the story. This is a picture of your boss as an example. It's a picture of your boss. What are your vocabulary words that you say to describe this problem? And then what's the emotion at the basis of it? Well, I'm really frustrated. I'm really irritated. It's really annoying. He makes me angry. And I guess that's it. Okay. Now of those four, which one is the big one? Which one is the real seed that comes from? And let's say it's frustrated. Okay. Then you ask yourself, if I wasn't feeling frustrated, because here's the kick before I go on to that step. Here's the thing. It is because, and you got to the core of it, that's the root cause of the problem is frustration. So now erase the problem in front of you, erase the story. There's nothing there except a blank board in front of you. And you have this seed in your hand of frustration. Are you with me? You have the seed of frustration in your hand and you go, I have frustration already in my body, which is what is going out into the world and creating more things to be frustrated about. And this is just one thing, which is the situation with your boss. Does that make sense? It is not the situation with your boss that gets created and then you feel frustrated. It is because you have the emotional frequency of frustration in your body that is creating this scenario outside of you that equals that frequency. If I plant a seed for tomatoes, I'm going to grow tomatoes. I'm not going to grow carrots. I'm going to grow tomatoes. They are in like, okay? If I have a seed of frustration in my body, I am going to grow things that equal that emotional state. Now, most people don't believe that, but here's the real kicker, because as soon as you go, oh, wait, I don't want to grow tomatoes. Well, then go dig them up and get rid of the seeds. What do you want instead? Oh, I want apples. Or I want carrots. Okay, let's go get some carrot seeds and plant those and nurture those. You with me? Now, I just gave you all the steps. First, you have to decide. You have to get to the bottom and go, what am I growing? Oh, this situation, I'm growing frustration. Okay, do you want to keep growing frustration? And the answer is no. Okay, then we have to be willing to let go of frustration. You're like, well, wait, Jen, I can't just quit my job. And I'm like, none of this has anything to do with what's outside of you. This is literally all happening inside of your body. It's happening inside of you. It's your energy. And you have planted somewhere along the line, and most of that part doesn't matter. Most of the why and where it came from and who gave it to you and my mother, my mother-in-law, my kids, doesn't matter. Who cares? I don't want it anymore. And so I'm basically going to let it go. And I'm going to bring in something new. So in that bringing in something new, you have to ask yourself, okay, if I wasn't feeling frustrated, I would be feeling blank. What? If I wasn't feeling frustrated, what would I be feeling? Ooh, I'd be feeling at peace. Okay, let's use peace. That's the same as I don't want tomatoes, I want carrots instead. So we're going to get rid of the carrot seeds and we're going to plant carrots. We're going to get rid of the tomato seeds and we're going to plant carrots. Okay? Now here comes the fun part. So now I take this new word. Remember, you have this blank canvas in front of you. The first one was this scene with my boss that equals frustration. That scene's gone. It's over there someplace. Here's a new blank canvas. Now, if I want peace, that's the new seed. When I think of getting rid of the tomatoes and bringing in carrots, I have a vision of carrots. Make sense? I have a picture. I know what a carrot looks like. It's going to be so yummy. I'm going to make stew. I'm going to make carrot cake. I'm going to make all these things. Carrot. Okay. Carrot, carrot, carrot. And that equals the emotion behind carrots, if you will, in my very lame example here. But now I want peace. Take the same scenario, the same topic, like your career, your boss. If I was feeling peaceful, what would be the new picture be? What's the new image? How would he treat me? How would I treat him? What would be the new ways that we would respond to each other? How would that go? So now what you're doing is you're creating a new story. So just like planting new food, new carrots, you're going to nurture, okay? Nurturing is continuing to create momentum in this area that you want to experience, in the area of peace, because it didn't go overnight that you created a frustrating situation. Something happened. You attracted the belief, a thought, some new words, some new vocabulary, and then all of a sudden, this thing started getting more and more frustrating and more. And then you started talking about it a little bit. Maybe you mentioned it once or twice a month. Then it became once or twice a week. And now it's every single day, every single second. And you have a lot of momentum. So you have really grown and watered and nurtured and fertilized the tomatoes until you realize you don't like tomatoes. And now I want something different. So now we have to kind of go through the same process, but the difference, and it's going to be faster, the difference is you're doing it intentionally. You are now intentionally, this is where I want to live my life, is from intention, from purpose, with purpose. Hey, there's a problem. Oh, wait, here's the thing. How do I feel about that problem? Do I want to keep it? No. Okay, what am I feeling about it? Oh, I'm feeling this. Great. If I wasn't feeling that, I'd be feeling this. Okay, now I'm going to choose something new, new purpose, new intention. Yeah, life gets really, really exciting from this place. I get to create what I want, because as soon as I see something outside of me start to shift and change and create something crappy inside of me, then I know immediately that there's something inside of me that I need to release. It is a reflection back at me. This is like, after the holidays and you decide it's a good idea to go look in the mirror, in a full-length mirror after you've had Thanksgiving and all the Halloween cookies and treats, and then here comes Christmas and you've had the cake and ice cream and cookies and all the drinks, and then come January you decide it's a good idea to look in the mirror. Oh, shoot. It's a reflection of you. Right? I look in the mirror and I see reflecting back at me, a series of my choices, a series of my decisions. And holy flapping crap, I'm 10 pounds heavier. Are you flippin' joking me right now? It is a series of decisions and choices that I made, all collectively together in this reflection, reflecting back at me. Dang it, I made some bad choices. So now what do I have to do? In order to change that reflection, I must. The only way, you guys, the only way is I must change the inside. In order for the outside to change, I must change the inside. And so what do? I go inward. I start working with the energy. I start working on the inside. I start shifting those emotional states around by shifting my thoughts, my stories, my patterns, my beliefs, my words, and they all become part of the new like recipe for success. So I start thinking something different. I think a new thought. I visualize. So in my thinking is not only words, but it's also pictures and images. I want my work life to be amazing. I want my body to feel fantastic. I want to feel spectacular. I have to create that visual. That's my thoughts. Then I have to do that so much that it creates a new belief that I can do it. Is it possible? Yes. Is it possible for me? Well, that's only an answer that I can answer, right? I believe in you. I believe that you can do it. I believe that I can do it. And here's some of the steps to do that. And I changed that belief. I got it. Now the work, the daily, and maybe even the hourly, I have to be on guard of my thoughts. What's getting past my mind? What is coming out of my mouth? Oh, wait, I don't want to say that. Bring that back, right? That's just like the equivalent of I saw myself in the mirror. I've gained 10 pounds over the holidays, and now I want to change that. So the next time I look in the mirror, I look amazing and I feel amazing. Okay. So now, before I eat the cake, before I eat the cookies, before I take the drink, I have to be on guard. Do I want this? Is this in alignment with the new version of me? Is this in alignment with the solution to my problem? Does that make sense? If I want to lose weight, I need to be on guard. And then I have to ask myself, just like those words that come out of my mouth when I'm talking about my career, are these words, is this sentence, is this thought that I'm about to say in alignment with the solution? And it's either a yes or a no. It's either a yes or a no. It could not probably be a maybe. We really should get to be in yes, it's in alignment with what I want. And now we have new words and we have new vocabulary and new thoughts and new images that we are using to create a life that feels like what we want. We are creating now a life that we are in alignment with. We want peace. We got to use words, vocabularies, and visualizations that equal peace. Because if you want frustration, you got that. You got this image, you got this boss, you got this vocabulary. It's the same thing, right? If you take all that apart, you're going to see that that vocabulary that you use is pretty regular. And that scene that you're seeing in your mind with your boss, that equals frustration. And then the words you use, the thoughts, the beliefs, the stories, then the story is like, yeah, I guess I'm just not good enough that he can't treat me with respect. That's a belief. And that's a detrimental belief to creating peace in your life. But it is in alignment with creating frustration. It is in alignment with creating a life that just isn't inspiring. So let's just go back. Let's rehearse. Let's just go back again. A couple of steps. First, what's the problem? What is the main problem that I'm complaining about? Okay, there it is. Now, what are the stories? What are the, not the stories. Yeah, well, the stories, the vocabulary that I use when I talk about it. The story creates the scene. The things that I talk about, those are kind of the little one-liners like, this is so frustrating. I'm so sick and tired of. This makes me really angry. Okay. Then you pull those words out and you go, okay, which one of those really has the most charge in my body? When I say it, that one sentence that really equals that story. And I say, okay, if I wasn't feeling blank, whatever that was, if I wasn't feeling frustrated, I'd be feeling what? And then there is, now you clean the slate and you pull that story up and you go, what's the new visual? If I want peace at work, what does that look like? You be the director of the play and you put all the pieces in order and you, okay, my boss does this, I say this, my coworkers do that, I get to park here, I get this kind of money, I do this kind of work, and here's what it is. And that scene screams peace. That scene screams whatever the word is that you want, the emotional state that you want instead. Then now we get to create momentum around that. We start to use words and vocabulary. Now we're not lying to ourselves. Where this isn't going in the mirror and going, I'm thin and fit, I'm thin and fit. That doesn't work. It doesn't work if you don't actually get in alignment. So we have to be a little bit tricky with our words that say, I am open to creating more peace in my life. I am in the flow of peace and harmony in my work life. Now you're creating momentum that goes in that direction that allows you to believe what you're saying because you want that to get down into the heart, because you want the emotional state to be peace. Because when you come home from work and you're talking about your job and you're like, oh God, this is so frustrating. Like he just this and he does that and he whatever. And then how are you feeling? If you stop and pause and you go, okay, how do I feel right now? Well, I feel frustrated. But you're not at work right now. Are you? Well, no, but I'm talking about it. And I'm creating more of that by talking about it and feeling the emotion of. I'm aligning the image with that emotional state, thus creating. Make sense? Now, if I talk about peace, I want you to create a lot of momentum around it because I want you to do it so much and so with vigorous vocabulary and energy that you begin to feel as if it's already complete, as if you're telling a true story. This is you getting a map to your future. This is you creating from an emotional state, because our emotions create. We have to get into that space. This, my friends, is how we solve problems. We have to break it down to little pieces. We have to get to the seed, and we have to say, I don't want tomatoes. I want carrots. But then you have to get rid of the tomatoes. You have to be willing to let them go. And then you start growing, you choose, you start growing, you plant, and you nurture. You don't just put the seeds in and walk away. You don't just do it once, right? You have to put fertilizer. You have to water them. You have to make sure they're getting the right stuff. You have to cover them if the frost is showing up. You have to nurture, right? And then when the plants grow, you have to nurture the plants. You have to pull the dead leaves off. You have to, get the growth away from it. You have to put, keep the fertilizer on there, keep the sprinklers going. It's all about nurturing. So when you create the new image and you create the new words that go along with it, you now become the director of your own play. And you, my friend, get to create. This is when life gets really exciting. So please go do this. Take your problem, get out your notebook, get out your journal, find out what's at the base. What did you plant instead on accident that you don't want? And what are you going to plant instead? And I can't wait to hear about your garden and what you're growing in your life.